Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Today, we move on to the last topic of the first module, that is speaking skills. So, speaking is one of the most important skills in the four skills that we learn. We have already discussed the other three skills. I have also told you that we have an acronym, a short form for all these four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. While speaking is very important, most people are not very comfortable with speaking, especially because this is the most common form of communication in any language. So when we interact with people, most of the communication happens by speaking, not by writing. So writing is a very slow means of communication, whereas speaking is very fast, and it can happen, communication can happen instantaneously at the very instant of speaking. So this is a skill that we have to develop, and we lack good speaking skills only because we don't use opportunities to speak. Especially with English, we may listen to a lot of English, we may be writing a lot of English, but at the same time we don't use any opportunity to speak the English language. And outside the educational institutions, there are very few opportunities to speak in English. For example, you don't speak in English at your home. We don't speak in English when we are traveling in a bus. We don't speak in English when we go to the market to buy something. We don't speak to our friends in English. So English communication, in speaking in English, is very rare in our situation. നമ്മൾ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലുള്ള സംഭാഷണങ്ങൾ നമ്മളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം വളരെ കുറവാണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പറയില്ല എന്ന് തന്നെ പറയണം. നിങ്ങൾ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ സംസാരിക്കാറുണ്ടോ ആരോടെങ്കിലും? ഉണ്ടോ? എന്താണോ ഇല്ല എന്നാണോ പറഞ്ഞത്?
No.
No, sir.
No, we don't speak to anyone in English. There may be many reasons for not speaking in English. Why don't we speak in English? Because we think that people may make fun of us. നമ്മളെ കളിയാക്കിയാലോ, നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത് നമ്മളെന്താ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞൂടെ എന്ന് ചിന്തിക്കും. സോ we are actually shy. Shyness is a major reason for not speaking in English. Another major reason is lack of confidence in the language, whether I am speaking correctly, whether the words that I use are correct, whether I speak in the proper syntax, the grammar. All these things stop me from speaking in English. But the problem is that if you don't speak, we will never speak. The only way to learn speaking is to start speaking. So that is the very trickiest part of language, that if you want to learn a skill, you have to start using that skill. അത് ലാംഗ്വേജിന് മാത്രമല്ല, പൊതുവെ എല്ലാ സ്കിൽസിനും ബാധകമാണ്. For example, I don't know, suppose I don't know how to ride a bicycle. Do you know how to ride a bicycle? Cycle out are you?
Yes, sir.
എങ്ങനെയാ പഠിച്ചത്?
അതങ്ങനെ പഠിച്ചു കുറെ വീഴും പിന്നെ പഠിക്കും.
ബുക്ക് നോക്കിയിട്ടാണോ പഠിച്ചത്?
ചവിട്ടി
അല്ല,
പഠിച്ചു.
നമ്മൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്ത് പഠിക്കും.
അപ്പൊ അറിയാത്ത കാര്യം ചെയ്തിട്ട് തന്നെയാണല്ലോ പഠിച്ചത്. സൈക്കിൾ ചവിട്ടാൻ അറിയാഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? സൈക്കിളിന്റെ മുകളിൽ കയറി ഇല്ലേ?
ആ സർ.
Exactly. So even without knowing that skill, we started using that skill. So the same is true with language also. We have to start using the skill if we want to develop that skill. There is no other shortcut. We cannot learn the speaking skills beforehand and then start speaking. Without starting speaking, we cannot learn speaking. So my request to all of you is that don't allow me to speak in the class. You should speak in the class. You should speak more in the class. At least in my class, you are permitted to speak as much as possible. So don't remain silent. Say something. Respond. Say a few sentences in English. If not possible to say a few sentences, at least say one word in English. So slowly we will start developing this speaking skills. So there may be many reasons that we don't speak, but there is only one reason to start speaking. You may have many reasons for not speaking. One reason may be that I did not learn English properly. In my school, English was not taught properly. I am very shy. I have no confidence in speaking. I don't have a very good language skill. These are many reasons. ഓരോരുത്തരുടെയും റീസൺസ് വ്യത്യസ്തമായിരിക്കും. പക്ഷേ സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ഒരു കാരണമേ ഉള്ളൂ. എന്താണ്? So there is only one reason for starting speaking. The only reason is that it is only by starting to speak that we learn the language. So there is no other shortcut. So we have to start speaking. When should we start speaking? From the very first day. When the very first day we start the language, we have to start speaking. So one of the most common forms of beginning to speak is to introduce oneself. So this is something which we usually do when we meet somebody for the first time also. So first we introduce ourselves, who we are, where do we come from, what is our job, are we a student or a professional. We describe ourselves, we describe the family we come from, we talk about our skills, we talk about our interests, we talk about our ambition, etc. So the method of talking about oneself to others is called self-introduction. So to introduce oneself before others is a good way of developing confidence, because this is the best thing that you can talk about. So the best thing that you can talk about is ourselves. വേറെ എന്തിനെങ്കിലും കുറിച്ച് പുറമേയുള്ള എന്തിനെങ്കിലും കുറിച്ച് പറയുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ എളുപ്പമാണെന്ന് എന്നെ കുറിച്ച് എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയുന്നത്. So that I know what I am, isn't it? So I can easily, so there is no doubt about the content. പറയുന്ന കാര്യം തെറ്റിപ്പോകുന്നുള്ള ഒരു സംശയമില്ല. കാരണം എന്താണ്? I am speaking about myself, so there is no doubt whether this is true or false. So content is correct, but the only thing I have to be careful about is the structure. And when you start speaking, when you introduce yourself before anyone, the same thing is repeated every time. So once you start telling the same thing again and again, you become an expert in speaking. അപ്പോൾ പറയുന്നത് ഒരേ കാര്യമാണെങ്കിൽ, when you start speaking, you become more and more an expert in that topic. So this is a method of starting to speak, and this is actually a one-to-one. So there are different kinds of speeches. This is a one-to-one speech. Okay, then there is some other kind of conversations where we have one-to-many, one person speaking to many people. That is slightly different and sometimes difficult also. But one-to-one is something which we always require. ഇപ്പോൾ വീട്ടിലായാലും നമ്മൾ സംഭാഷണത്തിൽ ഏർപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. You speak, isn't it? So such speeches we should try to learn how to make them in English. So the beginning, the best way to begin the speech is to talk about oneself. That is called self-introduction. Okay, so here we have on the screen, you can see the title, I speak well. So a person who can speak well is well appreciated by others. Here we have 40 people in the class. Very few people speak. So I will remember the names of those people who speak in the classroom. But the others, they are there, but I don't remember them, isn't it? So who will remain in my mind for a long time? Who will I remember?
The person who speaks.
Yes, the person who speaks, as I will remember Trishna, I will remember Trishna, I will remember Sri Lakshmi. Okay, so those people who speak, I will remember. I will remember Sia. So others, their names are there, but they may not be there in my mind. Do you want to be remembered by others? Do you want to be remembered by others?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it true of everyone? Is it true of everyone that everybody wants to be remembered by others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is true. It is true. Yes.
Sir.
It is true that yes, everybody wants to be remembered by others. But we want everybody to remember us, but we are not doing things to make people remember us. So it is not enough that we wish. If you just wish that people should remember me and not do anything for people to remember you, then how will your wishes come true? So we should speak, because man is a social animal. Okay, this is a very common uh, definition of a human being, that man is a social animal. Okay, social animal means we live in societies. Society എന്നുള്ളതാണല്ലോ social society. So that is how the term social comes into being. It's from society, സമൂഹം. We live in groups. തന്നെയല്ലല്ലോ ജീവിക്കുന്നത്, എല്ലാവരും കൂടിയിട്ടല്ല. So we have to interact with others. So people who interact with others will be liked by others. They will be remembered by others. So we may think that if we keep quiet, people will like us. No, it is not true. Only if you talk and interact with others, then you will be remembered and liked. So there has to be a balance. So people should start speaking. So I will request everyone to start speaking. So let us see what happens in this section of this chapter. I'll read that. Hello friends, Jeremy would love to be your friend. Listen to Jeremy introducing himself. So look at him introducing himself. He says, "Hi friends. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. I'm Jeremy. I'm 14 years old. I am from San Francisco. I'm currently doing my high school. I'm passionate about photography. My ambition is to become a wildlife photographer. I am honest and sincere. My strength is my belief that nothing is impossible if you have the will to work hard. So we can see that he has described different things about himself. Okay, he told about uh, his name, his age, the place he comes from, what he does, what are his interests, what is his ambition, and what are his strengths. Okay, these are the things which you may also have to speak when you go for an interview. Okay, so self introduction is something which you will have to do. So that is the first activity mostly in all interviews. This is the first activity that they usually engage in. That is, you introduce the your name. What are the things that he said? He first said his name. Okay. Then he said his age. Then the place he comes from. What is he doing? He is doing in his schooling. So he told about that. Then he talked about his interests, his ambition, and his qualities. Okay, so these are the things that we can say. You can also include many other things. Okay, you can talk about your family, the place you come from, and your skills, the achievements that you have made. Okay, so all these things could be mentioned: achievements, skills, interests. So many things could be included in the self introduction. Okay, so we will try to do an activity here that you can introduce yourself to the class. You can make use of the structures which are given here. You just reduce it, okay, so that it is visible in one screen. Still not visible, okay. Yes, so we have uh, different things. We can talk about yourself. You can begin by introducing yourself. You can tell about your name, etc. Then you can talk about where you are from. Screen under. Yes, Trishna, you can talk about your hobbies, education. Okay, so it is there. Ambition, qualities, family, etc. So there are terms which we can use. Maybe somebody can try to introduce yourself. ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ പേരൊന്ന് introduce ചെയ്താൽ it will be an inspiration to others, the silent people. Mostly the silent people, they will start speaking if someone starts speaking. So I think maybe somebody can start introducing, especially because I have not seen any of you. I don't remember your faces, even though I had come for that meeting. I don't remember the faces, especially we don't see the videos of the members. So I would like to get introduced to each one of you. Just ഇതിലുള്ള ഈ ഹെഡിങ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് ഒന്ന് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. Can someone introduce? I will not call anybody. You have to come voluntarily. തന്നെ വന്ന് ഒന്ന് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്താൽ നന്നായിരുന്നു ആരെങ്കിലും.
Hi, friends. It is my
Yes.
pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Sia. I'm from Manakudi, and I finished my 10th from Sacred Heart Convent Girls Higher Secondary School, Trishna. At present, I'm studying in Government Women's Polytechnic College, and I'm interested in dancing, and I would like to become a good engineer. And I am hardworking. Uh, I'm truthful. I have 5 members in my family. My family consists of my father, mother, brother, and sister. My father is Mr. Giorgio. He is doing He's an electronic mechanic, and my mother is Mrs. Manju Jojo. She's a homemaker, and my brother is studying at 7th, and my sister is in 9th standard. Thank you.
Wonderful. Give her a big hand. I think everybody should switch on their mics and give her a big hand. Wonderful. Give her a big hand. കൈയടി കൊടുത്തേ. Yes. Okay, there are many people appreciating in the chat box also. So wonderful, Sia. So this is something which is called initiative, ability to start a discussion. Somebody should be ready to come forward to say something. So at least we should appreciate, no? Everybody should appreciate that somebody has come forward. Thank you, Sia, for that introduction. So it is also easy if you can have this, look at these columns. Everybody, I think everybody will be able to do it. Sia has done so easily, without any difficulty she has spoken. Yes, look at so many people appreciating you. Do you feel happy, Sia, after seeing so many people appreciating? So much appreciation on the chat.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so that is the feeling of happiness that you get when you speak. And what happens the next time you speak, you have more confidence, isn't it? So that is the quality of beginning. Once you start speaking, ഇനി സിയയോട് എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാൻ പറഞ്ഞ സിയ will have more confidence than she had when she began this. So this is it is a very tricky thing. സൈക്കിളിൽ കയറാതെ സൈക്കിൾ ചവിട്ട് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, without you starting to speak, there is no way to start speaking. And once we start speaking, we get a lot of confidence because we observe that. We observe ourselves also. When you speak, you observe ourselves, what you are speaking. And then we find that our speech is accepted by others. So there may be some errors. Even when I am speaking, there are so many errors. ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കുന്നതിൽ തെറ്റൊക്കെ വരുന്നില്ലേ? ഉണ്ടോ ഇല്ലേ? ആരും ഒന്നും മിണ്ടുന്നില്ല. Maybe Allah, surely, Trishna, surely there are a lot of errors that I am making. I am not an expert. Even experts may make errors. So nobody speaks without any errors. There may be some errors. Some may be without the knowledge of the speaker. Some may be with the knowledge of the speaker. But everybody will make errors at one point or the other time. So I make a lot of errors. And the important thing is to become aware of those errors and try to correct them later. So just because I may make errors, it is of no use stopping to speak. So stopping to speak is not a good solution. So even if I make a lot of errors, I will continue to speak, because the purpose of language is not, purpose of speaking is not to use a fully correct language. നല്ല സംശുദ്ധമായിട്ടുള്ള ശുദ്ധമായ ഭാഷ സംസാരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഭാഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതല്ല. പിന്നെ എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഭാഷ? എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്? ഭാഷ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. ഭാഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതല്ല. Like Jesus Christ said that the man is not made for the law and the law is made for man. He said of law, നിയമം മനുഷ്യനെ നിയമത്തിന് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ളതല്ല, നിയമം മനുഷ്യന് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഭാഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതല്ല മനുഷ്യന് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണ് ഭാഷ. സോ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഷുഡ് ബി യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ. So even if some errors are there, if communication happens, if there is no problem with communication, then those errors are okay. We can correct those errors later. So we should continue to speak even if we make some errors. And in fact, if you make some errors also, it is nice for the others also. They will feel that, oh, if I can, if the teacher can make errors, I can also make errors. So that will give confidence to others to speak also. So don't worry about making errors. Even the teacher is making errors. So let us get to speaking in the class. Let us make the class very lively. In fact, that is how my classes used to be. They were always lively, people talking all the time. I get less opportunity to speak in my classes because the students are very enthusiastic about speaking, especially because I don't make fun of them. I don't say that you have made so many errors. I don't do that because that is not the way to learn a language. When a child makes mistakes, we don't make fun of the child. We actually enjoy that, and we also try to make the same errors that the child makes. Isn't it? When a child makes, small child makes mistakes, do you correct that child and say, ഇങ്ങനെ അല്ലടാ പറയുന്ന ഇങ്ങനെ ready പറയുന്നതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് correct ചെയ്യോ കുട്ടിയെ? No, we enjoy that. We don't correct them. Slowly they will understand that this is not the way to speak. I had a child of my friend who used to say, uh, this is what he used to say. You know what it means? This is what this child used to say. Can anyone guess what it means? This is what a three-year-old child used to say and saying somebody goodbye to somebody in the evening. Can anyone guess what it means? Exactly, yes, Trishna. So it is good. It is that child's version of good night. It would say good night. So just to hear this word of the child, everybody used to wish him in the evening. Everyone comes to him and tells him good night in the evening, so that the child would say good night. So the mistakes are often celebrated. Okay, they are celebrated. They are not made of fun by everyone because everybody understands that in the learning stage we may make some errors, but as long as it communicates, as long as the idea is communicated to the listener, it is okay to use this language. So that is the point that I wanted to say. Okay, so can anyone else come forward to make a self introduction?
Hello everyone.
Yes.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Trishna and I'm from Pannamal. I completed my higher secondary education in Central Government Girls Higher Secondary School, Thrissur. I'm interested in watching TV, listening to music, etc. I would like to become a good engineer, and I'm hardworking and truthful. I have five members in my family. My family consists of father, mother, sister, and one grandmother. My father is Mr. Suresh Kumar, and he is a carpenter. My mother is Mrs. Srija. She is a homemaker. Thank you.
Wonderful, Shishma. Excellent. Well presented. Give her also a big hand. Excellent speech. Superb. See, so many people are appreciating in the chat box. So this indicates that people like people who speak, people like who are ready to come forward. So you are not actually made fun of by others if you are willing to speak. നമ്മുടെ ഒരു തെറ്റിദ്ധാരണയാണ് ബാക്കിയുള്ളവർ നമ്മളെ കളിയാക്കുമെന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള തെറ്റിദ്ധാരണ. Look at the kind of appreciation that people have put in the chat box. See, all kinds of people, everyone, the names of people whom I don't know even, they have put appreciation. See, this shows that people like people who come forward. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ അപ്രിസിയേഷൻ കിട്ടില്ല. So it is always better to come forward and interact, because it is the nature of human beings to socialize. Socialization is the nature of a human being. So we are, if we are not using it, we are actually missing out a major thing in our life. It is like you are not using one of your abilities. ഇപ്പോൾ കണ്ണ് മൂക്ക് ചെവി ഇതൊക്കെ ഉള്ളത് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കാതിരുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയുണ്ടാവും? ഒന്നും കാണില്ല. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ കണ്ണ് കാണുന്നില്ല, കണ്ണുണ്ട് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നില്ല. So it is like not using any of your faculties. So to interact, to speak is one of our faculty, and we have to use it. And to learn a new language like English is actually to have another personality. You are adding to your personality. So everybody wants to become a better personality. To speak in another language is actually to add to your personality. It's nothing difficult. We just need to start speaking. So if you can learn Malayalam, you can learn any language. As I already discussed in the very beginning, that Malayalam is considered to be the second most difficult language in the world. So if you are able to pick up this language, then surely you can pick up any other language in the world. So these are the ways in which we can, if you look at the screen, you can see the ways in which you can begin. Introduce ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങുന്നത് എങ്ങനെ തുടങ്ങാം? Let me introduce myself. My name is, I am from such and such a place. You can say so many things about yourself. Okay, so okay, I will also introduce myself. I will also introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jay Prakash. I am from Pulledi, a place in Trishur. I come from Pulledi. Okay, I can also say that I come from Pulledi. My native place is Alleppey. I am a native of Alleppey. I belong to Alleppey. I reside at Pulledi in Trishur. I completed my schooling in 3 different places. I did my beginning in schooling from Kollam, a place in southern Kerala. After that, I did my schooling for a few years from Kannur. And then I completed my schooling from Trishur. I finished my 10th from Trishur. I did my college studies from Sri Keralavarma College in Trishur. I did my research work from the University of Calicut, and presently I am teaching English at the Government Women's Polytechnic College in Trishur. My hobbies are reading and listening to music. I love to interact with my friends. I also like to speak before audiences. That's why I chose this profession of becoming a teacher. I like to speak in public. My passion is to meditate. I'm a meditator. I do meditation every day. I'm interested in learning new things. I'm interested in languages especially. I'm interested in learning new things. I would like to become a better teacher. My goal is to become a better teacher. Okay, I can also speak about my qualities. If you look at this list, maybe I will enlarge it for you. Okay, there may be some terms which are not familiar to you. You can ask me about them. So I can say that I am hardworking. I am an optimist. I am reliable. I am dependable, truthful. Okay. I have 4 members in my family. My family consists of my parents and my brother. My father is Mr. Anantharaman. He is a retired worker in the NTC. My mother is Mrs. Kanambal. She is a homemaker. And this is about myself. So thank you, friends, for listening to me. So I have also introduced myself. So this is my introduction. So among these words, so these are the qualities that we can describe about ourselves. Can you tell me any word in this which is not familiar to you, so that I can talk about those words? These are some words. Some of them have been used by Trishna, Sia, and me. Thank you for that appreciation, Trishna. Yeah. Thank you. I
sir.
also feel happy when I am appreciated. Everybody likes to be appreciated. Not only students, everybody likes appreciation. Yeah. So many appreciation coming for me. So I will also thank everybody. So thanks. Thanks for all the appreciations. Yes. Thank you. So we have a list. Yes. Thanks everyone. So we have a list of some words of qualities. Is there any word, or are there many words which are not familiar to you, or which I should speak about? ഏതെങ്കിലും വാക്ക് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുന്നുണ്ടോ? You know what an optimist is? It is an optimist. Who is an optimist? Very good. See, it is a positive thinker, someone who is hopeful that everything will come all right, is called an optimist. Someone who thinks positively is called an optimist. What is the opposite of optimist? Optimist, the opposite is?
Pessimist.
Very good, Trishna. It is pessimist. So someone who thinks that nothing will come right, everything will go wrong, such a person is called a pessimist. Someone who can be believed, someone whom you can believe, is a person who is reliable. Reliable is someone who can be believed, believable, reliable person, believable person. Someone who is efficient is somebody who does work very well. Someone who is dependable is also a person who is reliable. So reliable and dependable have similar meaning. Okay, reliable, believable, dependable, they all have similar meaning. Okay, then someone who speaks the truth at all times is a person who is truthful. Someone who is sincere is a person who is whom you can depend upon. So again, you can have another similar word. Someone who is sincere, then someone who is friendly, someone who is always has a pleasant expression with others. Earnest has a similar meaning to sincere. Someone who is good humored is somebody who doesn't take things very seriously, someone who doesn't get angry very fast, Someone who is very difficult, to get angry is a person who is called good humored. പെട്ടെന്ന് ദേഷ്യമൊന്നും വരാത്ത ആളാണ് is a person who is good humored. And someone who is friendly is called amiable. Amiable is friendly. Someone who has a lot of knowledge about many things is called a resourceful person. And what is the meaning of diligent? Can anyone guess the meaning of diligent? If you are diligent in your studies, you can secure high marks. If you are diligent in your studies, you can secure high marks. What is the meaning of diligent? If you are diligent in your studies, you can get good marks, high marks. So from the context, can you guess the meaning? Situation and the meaning is like, if you are diligent in your studies, you can secure high marks. What is the meaning from the context? Exactly. Yes, very good. So many people are writing the correct answer. Very nice. Wonderful, superb. Thank you. So if you concentrate on your studies, if you are very hardworking, so that could also be the word. If you focus, focused. Diligent means also focused, concentrated. If you are hardworking, so that is the meaning of diligent. So if you are diligent in your work, you can achieve good marks. Punctual means to be at the correct time. Punctuality. So if you are punctual, means you follow the time. What is the meaning of frank? What is frank? What is the meaning of frank? Yes, friendly, that is right. Friendly or honest, yes. Open-minded. These are all different shades of meaning. Frank has all these meanings. Frank is somebody who is very friendly, honest, open-minded, etc. Somebody who does not hide anything from you is a person who is frank. A person who can be trusted. Exactly. Yes, Trishna, that's right. So, adventurous, a person who likes adventures. A person who likes adventures is called an adventurous person. Adventures എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സാഹസികമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ, അതാണ് adventures. So a person who likes adventures is called an adventurous person. What is a person who is easygoing? Who is a person who is easygoing? Easygoing is someone who doesn't take things seriously. So they're somewhat similar to good humored. So they don't take things very seriously. They are very light-hearted. Okay. So they are very light-hearted. They don't take things very seriously. They are able to adjust themselves to any situation. A person who can adjust themselves to any situation, such a person is called easygoing person. Someone who doesn't get worried very easily. Not worried. Such a person who is not worried very easily is called an easygoing person. So these are some of the qualities that we can speak about ourselves. There are many other qualities. This is not an exhaustive list. We can also talk about many other qualities about ourselves. Okay, so now you understand what we can speak. We can speak about so many different things. I will put the screen again in a shorter version so that you are able to see everything. Okay. So, 1 second. Yeah. So, can somebody else also come forward? Two more people can introduce yourself, and then we will wind up the session. Anyone can come forward and introduce yourself.
My name is Trishna and I'm from
Yes.
Vallachara. I have completed my higher secondary studies in at St. Thomas St. Thomas at Vallachara. And my hobbies are watching TV, listening to music, dancing, and my ambition is to become a good engineer. And my qualifications are I just want I'm really hardworking and I'm very friendly to everyone. And I have four members in my family, and my family consists of my father, mother, and my brother. And my father is a gold work, and my mother is a teacher. My father's name is Shashi, and my mother's name is Raji. My brother's name is Shreyas, and he is studying in first Tejas Engineering College, first year BArc. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful, Trishna. Yes, super. Well said. Look at the appreciations coming up. See, people are all appreciating you. Yes, so many people. Well, yes. So, so look at the appreciations that you receive when you say something. So we should not never hesitate to speak. So everybody likes to listen to you. We think that people don't like to listen to us. Everybody likes to listen to you. Everybody wants to know about you. നിങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് അറിയാൻ എല്ലാവർക്കും താല്പര്യമുണ്ട്. Everybody is interested in you. So we think that nobody is interested in us. No, everyone is interested. It is not even just one or two people. Everyone is interested in us. So if you don't speak, nobody can help it. വേറെ ആർക്കും ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. നമ്മൾ തന്നെയാണല്ലോ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ അവർക്കൊന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. But when we start speaking, people will surely appreciate. So they don't look for mistakes. We think that people are looking for mistakes. The only person who is worried about mistakes is the person who is speaking. See, the others are not looking for mistakes. We are the person who is looking for mistakes, and therefore we are worried. We don't speak. So when we speak, we get confidence that we are able to speak. And then the next time we speak much better and much relaxed manner. If you remember the first time you speak before an audience, your knees jerk, you are unable to stand properly, your voice gets caught in the throat. So you have a lot of problem when you're speaking for the first time. But when you start, after that first time, then it is easier. Like it is just like as in cycling. സൈക്കിളിൻ്റെ കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ സൈക്കിൾ പഠിക്കാൻ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് കയറുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വീഴും. ശരിക്കും ചവിട്ടാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ബാലൻസ് കിട്ടില്ല. പക്ഷെ പതുക്കെ പതുക്കെ സ്ലോലി we acquire the skill. So language, it is said that language is not taught. Okay, language is not taught, but it is caught. It is like the skill of സൈക്ലിംഗ്. സൈക്ലിംഗ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ടെക്നിക്കൊന്നുമില്ല. അത് ചെയ്ത് ചെയ്ത് അത് അങ്ങനെ പഠിക്കും. അല്ലാതെ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ടെക്നിക്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ സൈക്കിളിലിരുന്ന വിടാതെ ചവിട്ടാൻ പറ്റും എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റും, അങ്ങനെയൊന്നുമില്ല. നേരെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി ചവിട്ടാൻ പറ്റും, അങ്ങനെയില്ല. ചരിഞ്ഞിരുന്നിട്ടും വളഞ്ഞിരുന്നിട്ടും ഒക്കെ ചവിട്ടാൻ പറ്റും. So it is not, there is no particular way of speaking any language. It is something that you catch by speaking. So the analogy of cycling, the example of cycling that I used, the same example is equally applicable when we speak language. So it is caught from the atmosphere. You speak and you learn. You start speaking and you become a good speaker. So there is no other way of becoming a good speaker. കുറേ യൂട്യൂബ് വീഡിയോസ് കണ്ടിട്ട് ഒരു നല്ല പ്രഭാഷകനാകാനൊന്നും പറ്റില്ല. കുറേ മോട്ടിവേഷണൽ സ്പീച്ച് കേട്ടിട്ടും നന്നായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. The only way to start speaking is to start speaking. So there is no other way. The only way to start speaking is to at least to say a word. Even if it is a single word with we begin, that itself is a beginning. It is also, you must have heard of that great saying, a journey of 1,000 miles. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Even if you are going for thousands of kilometers, it still begins with a single step. So very good. Thank you for the initiative. So this skill is called initiative, to begin something. Without even asking, these people have come forward and introduced themselves. So I appreciate them, as everybody else has appreciated. Everyone in this class has appreciated them. So this quality is called initiative. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ക്വാളിറ്റിയും കൂടെ നമുക്കതിൽ ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്യാം. I have a lot of initiative എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ I am able to take some responsibility for doing things. Okay, one more person, some last person can introduce themselves, and after that we will wind. One more person can introduce. Who is going to speak next?
Hi everyone.
Very good. Yes,
I'm Rija Paul. I'm coming from Aranatugara. I completed my 10th in Infant Jesus Girls High School, Aranatugara, and I just completed my plus 2 in St. Aloysius HSS Elthuruth. Currently, I'm doing my diploma course in Government Polytechnic College, Nedupuzha. In my family, just small family. I have one brother, sister, papa and mama. We have a business, a bakery in Civil Line, and my sister doing CMA, and my brother studying 9th standard. My hobbies are listening the music, dance, and I like to play the violin. I'm just studying violin, and I want to become a electronics engineering because I love electronics. My plus 2 science subject is also electronics. So that's why I choose electronics engineering. That's, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rija.
Thank you, sir.
Great. So wonderful. So that is indeed great, superb. Yeah. See, look at the appreciations that are coming. Wonderful. So we will surely wait to listen to your violin someday. Someday you can perform before the class also. You will enjoy. So we become more close, isn't it? When you talk, so uh, everybody understands you. There is a relationship. So this is one aspect of language that it builds relationships. So this is something which we don't give importance to, and because of that we suffer. If you don't have a relationship, you become unhappy. We want to be happy, but we are unhappy because we have not given any importance to relationships. So we are able to relate to Rija Paul now because she introduced herself. She said that she likes to play the violin. She is learning violin. So that strikes in your mind. She told about her family. So she said that they have a bakery somewhere. Surely I will buy something from there, isn't it? So, so she talked about her sister doing CMA. So all these things will remain in our minds. So we feel that, oh, Rija is very close to me. Isn't it? So you start relating with people, and then you feel happy. Rija also feel happy. Do you feel happy now, Rija, after speaking?
Yes, of course, I feel more happy.
Really? So nobody feels sad after speaking. So never hesitate to speak. She is so happy after speaking. So speaking doesn't make you unhappy. Don't think that speaking makes you unhappy. Speaking makes you happy. Speaking also makes others who listen to you happy. The people who listen to you are happy. You are also happy. So what is it basically that we want? The basic human aspiration is to become happy, happiness and prosperity. So if that is happening, why are we stopping to speak? So let us not stop speaking. Let us start speaking. Let us celebrate speaking. Let us enjoy speaking. So that brings us to the end of this module. And thank you for your cooperation in ending this module. This is the first class where I am completing this module. In the other classes, the module is still running. So we are the forerunners. We are running ahead of time. So thank you and congratulations for completing the module. In the next class, we'll take up the next module. So with that, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.